seaside town known for its swashbuckling history is the perfect place to start an amazing adventure.
There's a map. You can have the map.
Meow meow the map team!
Mr. Temple.
Hey, buddy. Wow.
How are you, brother?
It's been a long time, Patrick. How are you?
It's been a long time, man. I'm doing good. How you been?
I've been all right, kind of head down out of harm's way, but I'm kind of out there. I've been out bouncing around and kind of seeing outside of the LA bubble now and again.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I think I did that once.
But, it's all, it'll all come undone. The dam will break and we'll be so busy come February, January, we won't know which way to go. You'll have a lot of choices, Patrick.
Your mouth to God's ears, Lou.
Thank you. And Rick as well. Hey, Rick.
Hey.
Did you get the Christmas tree?
No tree as yet. I'm hearing it from the family. So.
I'll bet you are. You're way behind, buddy. It's December 5. After we're done. Let's get
Just
this.
When you thought you knew a guy. Makes his kids wait to December 5. Come on, Rick.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a movie coming out. Movie takes precedence over the festivities. No,
that room behind you looks like our room in college.
That's funny.
I'm going to say the room behind you looks like a room in college.
I actually, things have been kind of tough, so I had to move back to the Sigma Chi house, and
cool.
Here I am. And it's cheap. It's good.
Yeah, it's cheap. Right in the middle of everything,
Oh yeah, it's a lot of parties, stuff. When the COVID's over, it's gonna be really good.
It's gonna be fun.
Lou, please join us.
I will. Yeah, I'm sure my wife will be happy to make that happen. There's no question about that.
Well, has everyone got acquainted now, or?
Yeah, sadly
we're here. Hey.
Hi, gentlemen. First of all, Patrick, I'm a huge fan of Starship Troopers, so this is a total thrill.
Well, I love you. Thank you for the sci-fi-ness of it all.
Oh yeah, it's the greatest sci-fi action movie of all time, and especially your demise is one of the greatest moments in science fiction. So
it was a rough way to go out.
It was, but what a classic.
Getting your brain sucked out, like over all these years, it's like you're the guy that got your brain sucked out, and I just say there wasn't much to.
I mean, can you go through the rest of your life knowing that's your highest moment? I mean, everyone knows that scene. I mean, I think it's a badge of honor. I think it's awesome.
No, the movie. I love the movie. It's fun, and it's like when you have a movie like that, and it's lucky you're lucky enough that people still talk about it 20 years later. It's cool, and it's Casper and Dina and Denise. We're all still good friends. So that's like awesome. Graduating class into movie land. So it's cool.
And Patrick, Lou, I won't fawn over you because I'm the ultimate Walking Dead fan. So this is another total thrill, so I've committed to that show for a decade, and to see you is just, I'm very excited. I'm geeking out right now.
Yeah, it's very similar to what Patrick's saying. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It becomes a family, just like Patrick was saying about his comrades in Starship Troopers, which everybody is a fan of, and it was cutting edge and innovative at the time. And I've heard a lot of stories about how it was made, which is a lot of fun to hear about that. But The Walking Dead is certainly, I think, left its mark or leaving its mark. This is the last season coming up, so it's great to be part of that as well, and to go out and be part of the audience. We like to really mix it up with the audience.
How many years, Lou?
I was 1 year, 10 episodes, but it was
that was enough.
That would go too long.
No, I mean the show is how many years?
Oh, sorry. See, it's all about me, Patrick. This is 12. Yeah,
Wow,
coming in
man.
12. Yeah,
Woo!
it's got a long ways to catch up with The Simpsons, though. I
Right.
found
And they
out.
just renewed Fear for another season too yesterday. They announced. So
Beer is yeah.
it's
So
still going strong. Yeah.
they've been able to pivot. I think they're really you know, good at projecting and forecasting. They've kind of have grown a younger audience. They went to school on Stranger Things, and they've built kind of a younger audience, which I think is important when you're starting to grow your television. So
Absolutely. Well, Rick,
maybe the Starship Trooper guys can have some children that come back through.
But that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
anything's
Actually, I don't
possible
care.
now.
Unless they figure out a way to revive me from the dead.
DNA. There's definitely DNA
Definitely.
to be used.
It's the future, man. We could do anything.
And Rick, we
It's
just
all
met,
about
you
the
know, I was just saying, Rick, we just met, and I know I'm going to like you, you know, because you have some good company here. And let's be, let's start with Malcolm McDowell. I mean, where are you going to find a better pirate than Malcolm McDowell? And it's also ironic that he played H.G. Wells, you know, in Time After Time. So, you know, is that a
Absolutely.
coincidence or what?
No, I mean, Malcolm was my first choice. When I first read the original screenplay, I saw this possibility of this character, and Malcolm was just, you know, he's iconic. He's so amazing, and he walked on set, and you're just in awe of him. And he knew every beat. He knew every you know, every little moment I was looking for out of the script, and he was way ahead of me. He already had it in 3 variations and nailed it. And so, you know, that's why he is who he is, all the way back from Clockwork Orange on up. He was Kubrick's guy, and just an amazing actor and a great guy to work with.
And Lou, beard, plaid jacket, even the top hat and all. I mean, you're borderline the villain in Timecrafters, aren't you?
It is quite a character. It's so much fun to dress up, of course, and then to put on, you know, to put on that character and kind of that twisting of the mustache and the villainous, but also to kind of hold him back as he's kind of a town Budinsky, you know, he's in everybody's business, but there's something clearly off, which was a lot of fun. And I think Rick and I had a lot of fun developing him and idealizing. And, you know, we were looking for one thing, and it was always kind of Snapey from Harry Potter, and we were pulling a little Gary Oldman from the Dracula, you know, and we just kind of amalgamized it into a dark-haired Lou Temple with that mustache, which the dark hair, I think, sold it, right, Rick? At some point when I dyed my hair.
Oh yeah, definitely very Snapey. Very Snapey.
Very snidely whiplash, yeah.
Snidely whiplash. Exactly.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And there's this really funny thing that was kind of my through line, you know, for him the whole time, besides Arsh, was that he hates water. And I wanted to, I riffed a little bit on Captain Hook, on Dustin Hoffman's, "Oh, I hate Peter Pan, you know, I hate water." And so I kind of kept driving that home. It was a lot of fun, and working with the kids was great. You know, it's they're the stars of the film, and we're just you know, cleaning up after them, really, for the most part. But they were lovely to work with.
Yeah, like Casey Simpson, I was like, where do I recognize that? He's from Nicky, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. I'm like, he's all grown up now. And Patrick, you know, you had to fish him out of the ocean. How many times did you have to carry? He's not a little kid anymore. You look like you were struggling. How many times did
heavy.
Yeah, he was huge. How many times do you have to do that tape?
Massive child.
Yes, he was.
I mean, he's like what? He's like 15, or when we did this, he was like 15.
And you were like,
that. Anyway, we did it a couple of times. It was, I remember he was cold. I wasn't cold. He was cold. He was a blast, like super intelligent, super quick, you know, really funny. yeah, we fished him out. Rick made us do it a couple of times, but yeah.
You must suffer. The cast must
yeah.
suffer for the film.
The cast must suffer. We have to suffer as much as you do. So.
Absolutely. And of course you have Gavin Mangus, who's a spoiled kid. I mean, he just stole every scene he was in.
Oh, amazing. And you know, it's so funny because Gavin is such a nice kid in real life, and he's such a big star on YouTube. But you know, to see him in that role, it was like, hey, Gavin, you just got to be this kid, okay? You got to be the kid that.
I saw that. He has millions.
Kid.
He has millions of followers on TikTok and YouTube. I mean, he's a social sensation.
Oh,
yeah.
He did a music video. I think he got 48 million views on YouTube for his music video. It's like, what? It's like, oh, maybe he should be the lead in the next film. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't see why not.
Well, Lou and Patrick, you got to take a swing at Lou, didn't you, Patrick? Did you miss any mark?
I remember we were working out that fight scene, and it was going to be a kick and like some reverse kick. Do you remember this, Lou? And
yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, and like some karate kick, and like I'm getting into it, and Lou's like, and then Eric Balfour was sitting there, and he goes, and I know I love working with Eric. And,
he's great, yeah.
Because we have his shorthand. He just goes, hey, Muldoon. He goes, it's not that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't Karate Kid, but I get your point, because you know it's a big play, and you're kind of, you know, dismissing the villain, you know, quasi villain into the ocean. So you do want it to be rather something else. It was hard to choreograph. Let's put it that way.
Let alone the sword play too. You had a sword too in your hands, Lou. That was complicated.
Yeah. Well, anyone that saw me use it was probably nervous.
All right, Rick. Twinkie, an official sponsor of Timecrafters. You mentioned in the movie. I see the boxes.
Twinkie, you know, we were out there we went all over the place. We were looking for Mike and Ike. We were looking for Red Vines. We got Twinkie, so we wrote in Twinkie, and I think it works. I mean, you know, it's a classic funny moment there.
I bought a box. It worked. Yeah.
Love Twinkies. I wish they would come back
right now. I'm just talking about it. It's working.
And Rick, I have a question about casting. Who did you find for Lala the Parrot? I mean, that was just brilliant casting.
Well, there was this guy who was sitting in the edit bay, and he could do a good little parrot voice. I don't know if I could do it right now, but it was good in the studio. I think he was something like Mr. Pistols left the helm.
Yeah.
And, so that became Lala the Parrot.
And your Hitchcock and his Hitchcock moment. He had to play Captain Woodhead too, right? So
Captain Woodhead, which was the funniest thing, because we saw this. We were at Disneyland, and we were looking at, you know, styles of things they did on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride artistically. And there was this Zoltar machine outside of the ride that was like a pirate Zoltar. And I said, oh my, we have to put that in the movie. So we built a little animatronic Zoltar machine out of just junk laying around. And it came off pretty funny. It's a funny scene.
It is. It's hilarious.
It's really funny.
Hilarious.
Those guys were great. The secondary pirates, they were very funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're like the Greek chorus. Yeah, they're fun.
I mean, Lou helped a lot with the casting, and those guys were just so funny. I mean, Theo was great, who played Adams, and Paul Sampson as Hobbs.
Sampson's great. Yeah,
he steals every scene as Hobbs because he's so funny. He's right out of Pirates of the Caribbean. He could have been one of those guys. Still could be one of those guys. So there's a new pirate
in real life. For sure.
He's a pirate slash gypsy in real life.
Yeah. He's a film pirate. Pirate.
Patrick and I did the very first scenes in the movie, which is the vortex, the time travel, and it involved some rigging and stunts, right? And so we're in the makeup chair doing lines and stuff, which had nothing to do with this scene. And now all of a sudden we're strapped into these harnesses and hoisted up to fly through the time tunnel. And I was like, oh boy, this thing's we're on now. You remember, Patrick? It was
of course.
It was a strange first day, right?
It was a strange first day, yeah. And with Samson just,
Yeah.
in the makeup trailer, advising us on.
Well,
On beards.
Yeah.
well, finally today, gentlemen, can we all agree that Denise Richards deserves top billing in this movie? How great she was.
Yeah. Any movie. Yeah.
Absolutely.
She always deserves.
Yeah. Yeah, she's great. That's not an easy role because there's a lot everything's kind of coming at her one way, either amorously or heartbroken over the loss of her husband missing at sea, or trying to be a good parent and keep her son on track and put up a stage production that she's very passionate about.
Complex role, yes.
A lot going on for her, and a lot of people just kind of focusing their energy at her. So it wasn't, it was a challenging role. But just to put her in that costume, it all works, right?
It did. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for talking to me today. It's been a total thrill. Great timing for a family film for the holidays. And when you all have a chance, come visit Las Vegas when things get better. We'd love to have you.
Hey, it's playing. The film is playing in Las Vegas.
I know.
On Rancho Road. I don't know the name of the theater, but you can look it up.
I think it's at our drive-in. I think it's playing at the drive-in on Rancho. So
it's a perfect,
and
it's
multiple
a great
places.
holiday film. Great for families and holidays.
Great for families. Yep.
Absolutely. I'll get the word out. I'll get the word out. Don't worry. All right, gentlemen. Thanks again.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Have a happy holiday.
It.